on this Monday morning, February 17th. Thanks for joining us here on ARC Rochester. I'm Abby Friedman.
And I'm Dan Schrack. Abigail, what do we have? 2 hours?
It
Packed
is 2
to
hours.
the gills today, people, right here on ARC Rochester. So we're going to run down for you what we have brewing.
All right, so throughout the morning, we are going to be breaking down some of the latest developments on the top local, national, and international headlines that we're following today.
We certainly are. Stephanie Joseph is in the newsroom for us with a preview of what she is covering this morning behind the story. Hey, Steph.
Good morning, guys. So today obviously marks 500 days since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th, leading to unrest in the region. 3 more Israeli hostages were released as part of a ceasefire over the weekend. Now, you'll hear what the U.S. has to say about bringing peace to the region. And later, the fallout over federal layoffs, why some workers are now left scrambling and with questions after being fired. And that's what I have coming up later this morning when I take you behind the story.
All right, Steph, thanks. We appreciate it. Also, looking ahead to later this morning, we'll be taking a look at the classic Disney song that is celebrating its 60th anniversary with some new lyrics. That's coming up and trending now.
I wasn't aware of this topic.
Yeah,
Are you?
I am now.
News to you as well. And then we are helping you save some cash by dishing out some ways to sub out eggs in some of your meals. That's ahead in this week's Health in a Handbasket. That's a talker. That's one people have been wondering about now for weeks since those egg prices hit record highs.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what I feel like Jen Hafley will be here. I feel like I have a good idea of some of the things she's going to suggest, but she does like to surprise us.
She does. I hope there's something in here for bakers, because I know when you bake, it's a different story. Some of those egg substitutes that you might normally think of don't work so great.
Yeah.
So we'll find out.
All right, and then later, we're making the rules today. We're going to be sharing some of our own opinions on some common this or that questions for National My Way Day. That's every day for you.
Yes, it is.
Dan's way or the highway.
It's my way or the highway, baby. And then we are sharing how kindness benefits anyone and everyone. We're going to be chatting with America's Joy Magnet, that's Sherry Elise, on ways we can spread some compassion each and every day. There's a man we have to be compassionate about today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The one, the only meteorologist, Mark McLean, who's having a rough morning over there. Let's just be honest. Mark, it takes a lot to see you get upset, and you're a little grouchy over there.
A little flustered.
It's all right. We're doing okay. We're doing okay over here. But yeah, it was a tough sled in this morning. There's no doubt about that. This is a live look. We're on Lake Road. There's the Van Bortle Subaru mobile weather tracker. And this just gives you an idea of what you're about to get into today. You see the snow on the roads. Oftentimes, as we're tracking the Subaru, there's a couple of tire lanes for the vehicle to travel through. But oftentimes, we're seeing this too, and you get the packed snow, the packed ice out there, and that's really going to slow things down. Now, we did see the city sky just a few minutes ago, but that visibility has dropped back under a mile, so we're not seeing that at this point. 19 degrees, west wind at 13, and this is the reason your commute is slow. There's the lake effect snow coming in off Lake Ontario. As some of this really starts to fill in back to the west of Rochester, too, out into Orleans County and Genesee County. We're going to have to watch that for this slow morning drive that's in progress. So I think it could be 2 to 4 inches for a lot of spots, especially if you're watching from north of Route 104 and east of Rochester. And the other part that we really have to watch is the wind. It's going to gust over 40 miles per hour at times. So this is just some solid winter weather out there. We've got a couple of days of this in the forecast, and I know we're going to be talking more in depth about this coming up at about 8:30.
It's that time of year where it just doesn't end.
No.
And you need the snow brush when you go out the car in the morning. You need it to go out for lunch and the drive home, and it starts to wear on you a little.
Yeah.
And we're actually, Mark, news to you. We're holding a contest this morning for everyone at home. Caller number 13 into the newsroom right now. Mark McLean's going to come and personally plow your driveway.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Aren't you lucky at
Christine,
home?
make sure you're answering those calls.
all offers to be filled by the month of June.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Thank you, McLean.
Yeah.
All right, and speaking of those conditions outside, we will go live to Chris Lopez in the Van Bortle Subaru mobile weather tracker. Chris, where are you? Because we were talking about it. It looks pretty gross.
Yeah, we're on Lake Road right now. We passed Phillips Road probably about a mile behind us. And this is pretty much par for the course throughout the morning as what you're seeing right now, where the roads are drivable, they're serviceable. There's not a ton of snow buildup on them, but they're still not great. Like the majority of the snow has been removed, but there's still quite a bit of snow on the ground, making it hard for your tires to gather that traction. The good news is that there are snow plows out and about, making sure that the roads are serviceable. The thing though with that is that you have to watch out for them. They are slow moving. They are coming out of different driveways and different areas where if you are making your way out and about this morning, you are gonna have to look out for them. Visibility right now on Lake Road is quite a bit better than it was earlier in the morning when we were near the ponds, Cranberry Pond and Long Pond. The visibility was pretty rough. A lot of the snow was blowing into the windshield, making it hard for us to see. Visibility was pretty low at that point. But right now, conditions are not too bad. The visibility is pretty solid right now. It doesn't translate as well on what you're watching through the screen right now, but there is a little bit of snow blowing through, reducing the visibility just by a little bit. But that's been par for the course throughout the morning, and we're going to keep you updated here, making our way around town near Lake Ontario throughout the morning on Arc Rochester. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio.
All right, Chris Lopez out there for us live. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Drive safe, Chris. Time right now is 8:07. During the month of February, 13 Wham is celebrating Black History Month by sharing the contributions and advancements made in our community.
We certainly are. Ronald Good was the first black person to be elected to the Rochester City Council in 1975. He was a 7th Ward supervisor and assistant minority leader of the Monroe County Legislature.
And you can keep up with our Black History highlights on 13wham.com.
Hey, stick around. We have a lot more to get to right here on Arc Rochester, including when we come back, we are taking you through some of the other stories that we find interesting with our series Off the Top.
And don't forget, take us on the go wherever you are. Stream us live on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Arc Rochester returns after this.
All right, time now for Off the Top, Abigail.
Yes, we're going to talk about some stories that have piqued our interest this Monday morning, and we're going to talk about what we've learned. So, Daniel, this is your pick of the day.
Yeah, my pick of the day. We're talking about the dangers of deep fakes, blurring the lines between fact and fiction and reality and not so real. Ashley, I'm going to ask for you to call up the Morgan Freeman video here right now. So I want to dive into this. We all started to see this come online in about 2017, the late 2010s. You've got this video here, this guy dictating what he wants this AI creation of Morgan Freeman to actually say. But it's quickly turned into something a bit more dangerous, maybe a bit more nefarious. Now, there is a new controversy that's brewing. Scarlett Johansson is actually calling for AI-generated videos to be regulated because there was one that falsely depicted her and several other celebrities, we're talking Drake, Steven Spielberg, other big names, protesting Kanye West's anti-Semitic remarks. Now, this is not actually Scarlett Johansson that you're looking at. None of these celebrities are actually the celebrities that you're seeing. And we can't actually show you the video because we can't blur parts of the video that need to be blurred here. Kanye shared this deep fake on his Twitter, amplifying the false narrative here. Now, Johansson says this is a clear way of how easy it is for us to manipulate reality. So she's calling on Congress to act, pushing for laws that would limit the use of AI and create misleading content. Now, there is other legislation already in the works, already in the House and Senate, sitting there waiting. One is the Deepfakes Accountability Act. That would require AI-generated content to have a disclaimer on the image, and there would be penalties if they were malicious. There is the Preventing Deep Fakes of Intimate Images Act. This one is for non-consensual AI images, explicit content, making that illegal. There's also the Take It Down Act, focusing on protecting minors from AI-generated explicit materials. All things I think we can agree on that need to be regulated, need to be monitored. The question, though, is, how soon do we act? Because we know that Congress is pretty glacial with anything. That's how the legislative process is built. And with the fast pace that we all live in, the fast pace social media works at, the fast pace of media in general, it comes and goes so fast, and there's fear that this could be the new reality for all of us. There is public support for Congress to take action. There are, I'm sure, some out there who don't want to see any action taken. But it does raise another question. How do you balance regulation and free speech when you're talking about something that's not real? Or wait a second, is it real?
It's a good question. It really is. I don't know about you. I saw this video on social media, shared a lot.
Yeah.
And I believed it at first. I really did. I thought it looked weird. When I saw it playing, I thought, this is really bizarre. Something doesn't look right, but I thought maybe it was the way it was shot, it was the way it was edited. And then, I did a little bit more research, and lo and behold, it was not real. But I think that so many people don't think twice about it.
Nope.
Why would somebody make a fake video with my favorite celebrities online in support of X, Y, and Z?
Exactly. And I want to point out something you just brought up, and I'm glad you did. You sometimes will look at these images or look at videos and you say, it looks a little weird. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but something is slightly off. Go with your gut in instances like that. And if you maybe don't notice those things, do a little more research yourself and look into it. And you can usually come to a real substantial answer, can find out whether or not the video you're looking at, the image you're looking at is real. But no doubt we're going to see this continue to take off as more and more people use AI, as AI continues to grow into this massive Silicon Valley industry.
Yeah. Yeah, very well said. A lot of questions still remain.
Monitor it, people.
It'll be interesting to see.
It will.
Interesting to see what happens on the Hill and how quickly, if at all, this actually moves.
Absolutely.
All right, we got to move on now. My pick of the day, some pretty intense moments on the ice. This is crazy. 3 fights breaking out at the 2025 Four Nations Face-Off. USA versus Canada. It's a hockey on and on and on. Here we go. An aggressive game, to say the least. The second fight happened just moments later, I should say, because this all unfolded in about 9 seconds. So moments later, Brady Tkachuk, who is the brother of Matthew Tkachuk, the first one involved in the fight. So he's on Team USA, and then Sam Bennett, who's on Team Canada. The third fight between unfolded, and where this aggression kind of comes from. There were reports that the Canadian fans booed the Star Spangled Banner and the Team USA players when they came out onto the ice. Apparently very, very loud, and the Team USA did not appreciate that. Tension is high right now, though, between U.S. and Canada. We know President Trump has suggested that Canada should become the 51st state. Obviously, a lot of Canadians very upset about that idea. We also know that there are tariff threats to Canada right now from the United States, kind of just creating, I don't want to say a toxic environment in the arena, but I imagine it would be
Heightening tensions, certainly.
For sure. Ashley, do we have those posts from fans on social media? If not, it's okay. Yes, we do. Great. So Kevin Lee Father tweeted, "This is embarrassing for hockey, the NHL, Canada, and the States. 3 fights in the first 9 seconds of the game. Play hockey."
Yeah.
So somebody here disappointed. A lot of people like the fights. Some people are saying this is how hockey used to be from when I remember it a while ago. Other people are saying just play the game.
Yeah.
Just play. We don't need all. Faye said taking pictures of the U.S.-Canada fights like it's a concert. You've got 3, 6, 9 right there.
Yeah.
And it's pretty crazy right there. So all of this to be said, America ended up winning that game 3-1. The Four Nations face-off will wrap up on the 20th. So there you go.
2 things for you here. 2 things for you. I would like to know what kind of penalties these players face, because they absolutely should, whether they're ejected from that game and banned from the following 3. I know it's kind of par for the course when it comes to this sport. I would. My rules, my way or the highway, right?
Yes, so it would seem. All right, time right now, 8:20. When we come back, we're going behind the story this Monday morning.
We are back right after this.
Welcome back. Time to go behind the story, bringing you the latest developments and some of the top headlines we're following this Monday morning.
Yeah, and we're going to start things overseas with some international news. Over the weekend, Marco Rubio made his first trip to the Middle East as Secretary of State.
Yeah, his visit comes as families of hostages mark 500 days since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. For more on his visit and some of the big takeaways, we'll go to Stephanie Joseph, who is live in the newsroom for us this morning. Steph?
Yeah, and there were plenty of different focuses for Secretary Rubio's trip, some of them being, of course, the Israel-Hamas war and wanting to, in the next phase of the ceasefire agreement, advance that, as well as countering any destabilizing activities. And, of course, as we'd mentioned off the top, the focus being hostages from Hamas.
Now, Steph, a question for you here. What concerns did Secretary of State Marco Rubio raise as it pertains to Hamas during this visit?
Yeah, in one simple word, he said it needs to be eradicated and eliminated entirely. I know we have that sound. Let's see if we can pull that up here.
To that, the president's been very clear. Hamas cannot continue as a military or government force. And frankly, as long as it stands as a force that can govern, or as a force that can administer, or as a force that can threaten by use of violence, peace becomes impossible. They must be eliminated. It must be eradicated.
So you heard him there sort of echoing what President Trump has said in the past. We know that recent comments have also, raised some sort of concern or alarm over how direct he has been about wanting hostages to come back home and how quick the U.S. would have wanted to move in order to make sure that this process goes along faster.
And Steph, if you don't mind, tell us what Marco Rubio believes the U.S. should be doing to help bring peace.
Now, of course, we know that we have heard so much about the U.S. being a partner and ally with Israel during this time. And so we know that they are calling on other areas around Israel. For example, I know Iran was specifically one country that was mentioned just to help bring down some of the unrest in the area. I know that Secretary Rubio had mentioned that. Let's see if we can pull that up.
The common theme in all of these challenges is Iran. It is the single greatest source of instability in the region. Behind every terrorist group, behind every act of violence, behind every destabilizing activity, behind everything that threatens peace and stability for the millions of people who call this region home, is Iran. And by Iran, I mean the Ayatollahs. By Iran, I mean its regime. A regime who, by the way, its people don't support. The people of Iran are victims of that regime.
Obviously, some strong words and feelings there about Iran. And just to go back to some of the things that he mentioned, the purpose of this trip, again, was also to talk about regional cooperation, stability, and peace.
Well, that actually leads me into this question then, Steph. This, I imagine, is not the only stop on this trip. There's other locations on this itinerary.
Yes, that is for sure. We know that right now, today, he is in Saudi Arabia. And right there, it's not exactly sure what they may discuss there, but one of the topics being the Russia-Ukraine war and trying to see if there is some sort of mediation that will happen there. There has been a lot of talks around what exactly Ukraine may be able to do or what their interest is in trying to settle this dispute that is going on here. But again, the topic of the Russia-Ukraine war expected to be a big issue that is discussed here.
All right. Stephanie Joseph in the newsroom for us. We appreciate the report. Thank you.
Thanks, Steph. 8:26 this morning. Stick around. A lot more to come right here on ARC Rochester.
We're back after this.
29 this Monday morning. Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridman. We want to kick things off at this half hour by once again getting a check of the forecast. We'll get a look at what conditions are looking like out there.
For more, we'll check in now with meteorologist Mark McLean over in the Weather Center. Mark, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going okay. You know, it's interesting around here because it really depends on where you live. Now, we pick one spot for the official snow measure in Rochester, and that's at the airport. But you look at some of the amounts around, and I just heard from someone up in Greece, 7 inches there, 6 inches in Spencerport, 5-inch snowfall in Hilton, and the airport officially got 5 inches of snow through the course of this event. That would be Sunday plus what fell last night. So you compare this year to last year. Last year it was just 38 inches of snow, and this year we're already above average for the first time. And this is the first time this season that we've had above average snowfall. Now it's still snowing clearly on the Whamcam. You see the city skyline has gone away. The visibility is back under a mile. So at 3/4 of a mile, this is where it really slows things down. You got to plan for extra time to get around town. The west wind at 13 miles per hour, still blowing that snow around too. So you get some blowing and drifting of that snowfall. And a lot of the impact over the next 3 days is going to be lakeside. You get out to Wayne County. That's where the lake effect snow warning is. Greater amounts of snow there. For a lot of spots in Monroe and Orleans County, especially north of Route 104, this is going to be a 4 to 8 inch snowfall through Wednesday morning. So that's not all going to fall today and tonight. It's going to be spread out. But a couple of bands of snow, one off to our east. Another one that's really starting to center in on some of our western suburbs out towards Brockport. You get out towards Albion into Orleans County. That snowfall right there likely putting down 1/2 inch to 1 inch an hour under that band because it's getting a little bit of help right here, as you can see, up towards Lake Huron. And that's coming in across Lake Ontario, picking up a little bit more moisture and what we call lake enhancement from the upstream Great Lakes with that wind blowing things around. So watch the futurecast. Watch east of Sodus Bay. This spot out here really gets the greatest quantity of snow because that's where that snow band lines up for the majority of the time. And it will stretch out again into parts of Monroe and Orleans County through Tuesday night, and early Wednesday morning. So because of that, we have to watch the snow amounts and watch the snow amounts out into Cayuga County, Oswego County. This stripe here, it's a very narrow corridor, but some of the amounts under here are going to be a foot plus. Lakeside into Wayne County, I would not be surprised at all if we had snow amounts of like 8 to 12 inches, and that's lesser amounts back to the west of Rochester. Now, if you're driving on a north-south road, the last thing you want to see with this powdery snowfall is wind gusts over 40 miles per hour, but that's what we're going to have out there. So thankfully, it's a holiday today. The kids are off. They're going to help you shovel out the driveway, right? We're going to see these temperatures stay in that bitter cold range. Upper teens, that's going to be about it for us. The wind out of the west continues this afternoon. Later tonight, we're going to drop back to about 8 degrees, 2 to 4 inches, especially lakeside. The wind chill temperature with that west wind at 15 to 35 is going to be like 10 to 15 degrees below zero at times. And on the 7-day forecast, you notice that the wind kind of sticks around for Tuesday. So does that cold air. High temperature in the mid-teens there. It's just bitter on Wednesday. High in the upper teens, still some snow showers. And, we do see a break down the road. I know we always try to reach for the positive when we look at these forecasts. But you notice the temperatures back in the 20s by Saturday, low 30s by Sunday. Yeah, it's just going to be one of these tough stretches. And it's been a couple of winters since we've had, quote, winter.
Yeah.
And this is one of those ones. Now, the drive into work this morning, not great.
Not great at all.
Nightmare.
Yes. I mean, that was, white knuckle,
Yeah.
adrenaline packed. You're just waiting, you're trying to get to your spot. But just give yourself some time and everything's going to be good.
Also, pretty difficult to put a positive spin on 8 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
If you're ice fishing, it's good, though. The ice gets thick fast.
Well, sure.
I was saying that yesterday.
That's
It's great skiing weather.
Yeah.
And I'm too busy to go skiing.
Oh,
and this is like the first year in a really long time that
Yeah.
we've had a good amount of snow.
Yeah.
Where it's it's not made by the machines.
And it's the powder, it's that
Yeah.
it's that western snowfall because the lake effect snow has such limited moisture content to it that it tends to stack first. It stacks up fast, which makes it tough to forecast because easily a forecast can go from 2 to 4 to 4 to 8 if you're up there in Wayne County pretty easily. But if you're skiing on it, that's what you want. You want to be plowing through the powder like they do out in the Rockies.
And I think one of the interesting things about lake effect snow is the different bands,
Yeah.
right? In, like, let's say Brockport, one area could see 4 inches,
Yeah.
and then, like, just a couple miles away, still in Brockport,
Yeah.
they may have only 1 inch. And I think it's so interesting. You see people on Facebook saying, those weather guys don't know anything. And it's the science of it all.
Yeah, it is. It is. You're trying to talk about things that haven't actually happened yet, too. You know, and that's a tough thing to do anyway. But with the lake effect, going back to that, some spots like Webster. You know, I just heard from a viewer up in Greece was watching us last hour on Fox, and he's 7 inch. You know, I mean, the snowfall up there is double what it is even down here, you know, but you still have to make it from point A to point B. You know, for folks up there, they're digging out twice as much snow as compared to some folks down here that have seen lesser amounts, although it's still snowing outside.
Well, and you've said it before, weather is local.
Yeah.
It's different in your neighborhood than it is than the one, you know, next door.
Yeah.
Also, can we just point that out?
Oh,
right
look
there.
at that.
Yeah.
There it is, people. Your
31
spring
days.
countdown. 31 days, 14 hours, 24 minutes, and 49 seconds.
Yeah.
The unofficial start of spring for me is always St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah.
It's actually I should call it the unofficial death of winter.
Listen, that's an even better name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. And you know what? It is Random Acts of Kindness Day, so maybe, you know, go shovel your neighbor's driveway or
brush off the old
off somebody's
Speaking
car.
of that, we do caller number 13. It's Becky in Irondequoit.
Nice.
Becky, congratulations. Mark will be there right around 1 o'clock.
Memorial Day.
Yeah.
All right, thank
Sorry.
you, Mark.
All right, let's get to Chris Lopez, who's live in the Van Bortle Subaru Mobile Weather Tracker, out and about for us this morning on those slushy roads. Chris, what's going on?
Hey, good morning, guys. We are on NY 104 headed westbound towards Webster. And all things, these roads right here are not too bad. You're at least seeing some of the asphalt. For a holiday, there's quite a bit of traffic out here too. A lot of snow plows making sure that the road is somewhat serviceable, and that's been par for the course throughout the morning. I will say on this route, this is probably the best streak of road that I've seen throughout the morning. NY 104. Like I said, you can at least see the asphalt. That wasn't the case earlier in the morning when we were making our way on the highway or some of the side streets. A lot of snow built up on those, but they were still serviceable. But as we're making our way towards Webster this morning, a little bit of a traffic buildup we're seeing right now as the cars are slowing down and they're going to start to funnel into one lane. But there are snow plows out and about on this road, making sure that the road is good for people to make your way out to wherever you need to go on this President's Day. We're going to keep you updated throughout the morning here on ARC Rochester. For now, I'm going to send it back to you guys.
Well, and Chris, we're looking at some of this traffic, and you've got people out there that are, you know, blowing past other drivers like it's nothing. And those are the people that end up causing accidents.
Yeah.
Or going off the road. Take it easy, people.
Yeah,
if you're sorry.
I was going to add on to that. We a little bit earlier, we did quite a few cars that were off the road. I'd say probably a handful, 4 or 5 cars. That was earlier in the morning, but like you said, we did see cars that were going off the road. I don't know exactly how they went off the road, if speed was a factor in that, but we did see that happening in the morning.
How fast is the traffic moving right now?
Yeah.
We're probably going about 30 miles an hour right now, so probably in that range. We do have, I think the backup right here, this really big slowdown that we're part of right now is because of the snow plows. I believe there's 2 of them in front of us, and that's what's causing a little bit of this congestion right now.
Yeah, and you got these people trying to get around the snowplows, which is never a great idea.
No, you got to give them plenty of room, give the other drivers around you plenty of room.
Yeah.
You don't know what's underneath the slush.
That's right.
No.
Don't crowd the plow. That's
Yeah.
what they always say,
Exactly right.
Yeah, very true.
All right, Lopez, thank you, sir. Appreciate
we know
it.
you're not the one driving, but
Yes.
be careful out there. Time right now, 8:38. When we come back, a lot more to get to here on ARC Rochester. We're taking a look at what's trending this morning.
We are. Hey, and don't forget, you can get us wherever you're heading this morning. We are streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. We'll see you there.
right, let's take a look at what is trending this Monday morning. A new feature rolling out to Instagram. Some people are confused.
Yeah, the app's parent company, Meta, is testing out a new feature that's going to allow users to dislike comments. So a thumbs down, people.
Yeah, a lot of users are saying the feature seems to promote bullying and negativity. It was never asked for by the users, but Meta said a lot of new changes and features are being put into place on the app.
Yeah, so a Meta spokesperson says the company is working on different ways to help people better control their Instagram experience and what they're seeing on the app. Would you downvote or downlike someone's post? No, it's not a post. It's only comments.
Comments?
Yeah.
If they're mean, I delete them. If I'm the author, if it's my post, and I mean, I do it all the time. People will say really mean things. Block, delete, it's gone. Like, why am I gonna dislike it?
Yeah.
If it's my post, see ya.
Yeah.
You're done.
That's fair. You know this, I just avoid the comment section.
Yeah.
You want to reach me? Don't do it in the comments because I'm not looking.
Yeah.
Nothing good ever happens in the comments.
Yeah.
We all know this.
We do know.
All right.
All right, we're moving
along.
Yeah.
Disney is making a few changes to a song that's been around for 60 years. Oh,
Yup.
Okay.
In honor of Disneyland's 70th anniversary, new lyrics will be added to It's a Small World.
Yeah, guests who wait in line for the boat ride will now view a new short film. The last verse is a film that will highlight the Sherman brothers.
Yeah, the two collaborated with Walt Disney for the famous song, It's a Small World. The new verse will be officially added to the song. It's over 60 years old.
Yeah, Richard Sherman, who recently passed away last May at 95 years old, wrote the verse for the song.
The verse reads, Mother Earth unites us in heart and mind, and the love we give makes us humankind. Through our vast, wondrous land, when we stand hand in hand, it's a small world after all.
Hey.
Do it again, but sing it, will you?
Yeah. The new film verse will debut at Disney in July. Disney will offer several other gallery experiences to celebrate the 70th anniversary, including never-before-seen art and artifacts. How do you like that?
It's pretty cool.
It is.
Yeah, that song is going to be in my
Mary
head
Poppins.
for the rest of the day.
the rest of the day.
When
Thanks,
I can't
Ashley.
sleep later, it's just going to be...
One of those earworms, just on a loop.
Yep, you know it. All right, continuing on this morning, have you ever wondered what an ancient corpse smells like?
No.
Yes, all the time. Well, thanks to researchers, now you can.
Okay, listen, you probably have. You got skeletons in the house.
Truthful. Well, yeah, but they don't smell. They're just skeletons.
Glittery skeletons.
Glittery skeletons. No, that's not it. But, you know, you see the mummy shows, right? Like ancient things from beyond, whatever the show is. It's always on at our house. And you're like, what's he smell like?
I don't know. They did a good job embalming them
but
before they mummified them.
Still.
Yeah.
It's got to
I
have
don't
a
know.
smell.
I'm sure it does, but that's not the first thing I think of. I think, who was this person? Not what do they smell like?
See, I disagree because usually they say, this is
All right.
This is King Tut.
Fair. All right.
They never
all right.
just show.
You win. You win.
That never happened. All right, go ahead.
No, please.
According to researchers at a university in London, their curiosity got the best of them, so they took a sniff of the mummies and were surprised at how pleasant it was.
Right there. They described the scent as woody, spicy, and oh so sweet.
Yeah, also floral notes were detected, which could be from pine and juniper resins used in the embalming process.
Boom! The researchers wanted to systematically study the smell of mummies because it has long been a subject of fascination for the public and researchers alike.
Archaeologists, historians, conservators, and even fiction writers have devoted pages of their work to this subject.
That's bizarre. Scent was an important consideration in the mummification process that used oils, waxes, and balms to preserve the body and its spirit for the afterlife.
Pleasant smells were associated with purity and deities. Bad odors were signs of corruption and decay.
Those are the ones that I would omit. Corruption and decay. The information could be used to better protect the ancient bodies for future generations.
One of the researchers worked with a perfumer to create an interpretation of the embalming scent known as Scent of Eternity for an exhibition in Denmark.
See, that's a little over the top. There's no need for that. We don't need Chanel number mummy.
No, but okay, they're not gonna like tow a body all the way to this thing, this conference.
So here, have a whiff.
Well, yeah, this is what it smells like, kind of.
I don't know. That's strange.
The whole thing is strange.
The whole thing is strange.
How do you think that conversation went down? Do you think they were like, should we smell it? Or do you think that there was like a whole like email chain?
No, my thought is that it's probably one of the first things that when you open one of these sarcophaguses?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Say
I don't know
with
what the plural is. The sarcophagi. When you open one of the sarcophagi, I would imagine you would get a whiff of anything that's been in there for 2,000 years. You know?
I hear you.
Ashley's telling us to be quiet and toss to break. Hey, a quick shout out to our viewers in North Rose this morning.
Yeah. Hey, when we come back, some cheaper alternatives to a staple protein source.
Ark Rochester is back on the other side of the break.
Okay, over the last few weeks, we have been closely following the rising price of eggs because of the highly contagious outbreak of the bird flu.
Yeah, so this morning we are looking at some cheaper and equally delicious substitutes right here that can save you some cash in the store. We're joined now by registered dietitian nutritionist Jen Hafley. Jen, thank you for waking up and bringing us some goodies.
Of course, there are lots of different options that can substitute eggs, whether it's in a bake, whether it's baking, whether it's even an egg salad. Lots of different ways to incorporate a variety of different ingredients. So if we're cool with it, maybe we can start with the chia seeds. I figured we could make a chia egg and see if it assists. So if you want to open that package.
Oh, sure.
So a few different things that we can do while we're here. So if you use chia seeds or flax seeds, rough ratio is 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. Is that a struggle?
Hold on, I got it.
Okay.
So 3 or 2 tablespoons of water. We have roughly a tablespoon. You can dump it right in there.
All of it?
Yep. And then I have my geometric measuring spoon.
Oh, look at
here.
that.
I know,
Fancy.
it's super fancy. And we can just measure out a little bit of water. So that's 1. And I'm going to do a 2 to 1 ratio today.
Nice.
Just to get it a start. And then we'll kind of stir that around, and you should be able to leave it for 5 minutes, so we might not quite get it to the viscous texture that we're looking for.
What is the texture we're looking for?
It's kind of like, let's see if I can think of a comparison for you. I want to say egg-like the whites of an egg, but not exactly as stiff as an egg white. So we'll kind of leave that there. That can be used in baking. You can use it in different bakes and or dishes, but it can be a good start, and it's fairly cheap.
Very cool.
So then we have an egg bake over here, and I'm using air quotes here. I use cottage cheese and tofu. So I will say I had to bake it a little bit longer than a traditional egg bake, so roughly 2 hours. So it does take a little bit longer, but it has that similar consistency. And if I wanted it to be a little bit fluffier, I could have cut in some eggs, or maybe explored adding in a little bit of perhaps some yogurt to give it a little bit more
How
fluff.
much tofu and cottage cheese did you put in there to replace how many eggs would normally go in there?
Yeah, so I typically would put in 8 to 12, depending on how tall I wanted the bake, and I used 1.5 cups of cottage cheese and 1/2 of a block of tofu.
Okay.
So 1/2 block of this size.
Okay.
And then over here, we have muffins that I made with Greek yogurt, applesauce, and banana. And you can see they didn't rise as much as it might if you were to use an egg and or milk. I just happened to be out of milk, but they're still pretty muffin-like. Maybe I should have picked the foil. I don't know if anybody else has the same issue I do, where I
With the
struggle
paper
with
ones? Yeah.
But similarly,
Oh yeah, look at this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Those are
Looks
sweet, yeah.
moist too.
yeah. And then I have some tofu where we can make
Watch your finger, please.
some egg salad or tofu salad. So if you've never used tofu before, Dan, you probably know this. What's it packed in?
Oh, it's packed in water.
Yeah, so it keeps it wet. So I'm gonna pour this water over here in this container. And then I like to, when I put it on a cutting board, put a paper towel under it. You can always press it and leave it to dry.
Do you save it, the water?
No,
Oh,
you could. Another substitute for eggs is what's called aquafaba. So it's the leftover water from a can of chickpeas. So I'll move this. You can see I have this tofu. So I'll cut it into chunks.
Don't make that face, Abigail.
making
Yes,
a face.
you
No, I'm
absolutely
not.
did.
I'm just sitting here.
Jen, I've got
Standing
tofu
here.
at my desk. I have tofu for breakfast.
And Abby's got some feels about it.
No, every single day I tell you that your food smells good.
Because it does. Yeah. But, I mean, raw tofu, plain tofu like this is not delicious.
So you've got to season the
tolerable.
heck out of it,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah, so we're gonna put in Dan's favorite, nutritional yeast. So it adds a little bit
delightful.
more protein, and it also can assist with kind of creating that more yellowy texture that you get from the yolks of eggs.
And it's nutritional yeast also has almost a cheesy flavor to it. It's delightful.
So you can also use a vegan mayo if you wanted to incorporate something a little bit different. Again, this is what I just happen to have on hand. I'm running out of mayo, so forgive me if my ratio is not perfect.
That's all right. We're running out of time too, so
Sorry.
yeah, girl.
So we've got a little bit of mustard, and then we can add all of these seasonings. If we're running out of time, I just want to show,
Yeah.
as you are mixing it, you can also cut down the pieces a little bit.
That looks just like egg salad.
Yep.
Right?
So then you can add this into a sandwich. You can do it a wrap, especially if you aren't asking the flavor to fully stand alone and are comparing it to egg salad. If you're adding in some other things, like I like to add dill to mine, as well as some Tabasco. So I'll add some dill. Forgive me, I forgot the salt.
Good stuff, Jen. Hit us with the website
Yeah.
before we go to break.
RDNGen.com and Instagram at RDNGen.
Do you have these kinds of things up there on the web?
These will be posted by the end of the day.
Boom,
Excellent.
just for you. Hey, don't go anywhere. A lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester as we continue into the 9 o'clock hour.
We're back after this.
Monday morning. I'm Stephanie Joseph. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's your ARC Rochester news break. New details on the investigation into the murder of Sam Nordquist, a transgender man reported missing earlier this month. Authorities now say there is no indication that his tragic death was a hate crime. 5 people are facing second-degree murder and depraved indifference charges. The Ontario County District Attorney and State Police say the 5 knew Nordquist and at least 1 lived with him before his death. Nordquist was last known to be staying at Patty's Lodge in Hopewell. His body was later found in Yates County, after police say he was tortured for more than a month, facing physical and psychological abuse. Nordquist's family heartbroken over the pain he endured.
These people that did this to Sam are pure evil. They're not even human. And we will get justice for you, Sam. We will, until, if it takes the last breath out of me, you will have justice.
Now tonight, as an investigation continues, loved ones will come together to remember Sam. A vigil in his memory will be held at 6 at the Wood Library on Main Street in Canandaigua. And no one was hurt after a fast-moving fire ripped through a home in Seneca County. Take a look here. Officials say the house was under construction when flames broke out, quickly spreading to a collapsed section of the roof. Now, fortunately, no one was inside at the time. Investigators are now working to figure out what caused this fire. Now, for all of these top stories and any updates, be sure to visit 13wham.com. Stick around. ARC Rochester is back right after this.
The same. So do you. And we're sitting here watching that open roll. Good Monday morning, by the way. We're watching that open roll. And Abigail says, so young, we have aged. It was 6 months ago.
It's been a long 6 months.
Oh, boy.
All right, thanks for joining us here on Arc Rochester. We have a lot to get to coming up in the next hour.
We certainly do. We're going to start things out this morning with our continuing coverage of the forecast. Lots of ice, snow, and wind out there. Mark McLean still in studio with us. We'll start things out with the countdown to spring because that's going to make people's day. Listen, it's better than anything you have to say.
I mean, it probably is. It probably is. It's been, one thing is nice. It's been so cold that we haven't had a chance to see some of the spring bulbs that always try to fight through. The ground is just so frozen solid at this point. But you know what? Take a guess. How many days this month have had measurable snowfall at the airport?
Okay, this month?
This month.
Starting February 1st?
Starting February 1st.
Does today count? The 17th
Today
count?
counts, yes.
I'm going to go 12.
I'm going to go 14.
Here you go. Ready? The answer, every single day, except for the 11th of February.
Wow.
Has had measurable snow for Rochester. And we only had, and this is after a January that only gave us 6 snow-free days. So if it seems like it's weighing on you a little bit, and it's not a lot, you know, it hasn't been a lot of snow on any of these given days. It's been nickel and dime kind of stuff, but you know, I put a question mark up for today. Who knows? By the end of the day, you know, we're thinking maybe a 2 to 4 inch accumulation today. But yeah, you know, it stacks up, and you get some snowfall reports. These are all fresh reports. I just pulled them in from the National Weather Service office in Buffalo. So maybe your town is on the screen, but Warsaw, 7.5 fresh inches of snow there. Greece, 7 inches, and the city official is 5 inches of snow down to Fairport, 3.5, and that lake snow, it's just still firing. This is going to line up lakeside and just kind of hang out up here all day. And you know, you're north of 104. You're going to be shoveling again if you shoveled off the driveway this morning and out into Wayne County. This is where some of the heavier amounts are going to be. East of Sodus Bay, that's a likely target zone for some of this heaviest snowfall. So 2 more images. The future snow amounts, you get that thin little stripe way out in Wayne County. And you look at areas south of Rochester, too. A lot of folks are like, what are you talking about? It's flurries. You know, I've had a few snow showers. There's just not a lot there. It's really, the focus is going to be lakeside and that lake snow warning in Wayne County. For most of us by Wednesday morning, this is going to be 4 to 8 inches of snow. But, you know, I'm not going to be shocked if that random spot or observation comes in from eastern Wayne County and somebody says, hey, I got 14 inches of snow. You know, it's just the kind of snow that stacks up. It's light, it's powdery, and it's just very easy for that snow to stack up.
What, in a perfect world, would you want us to say right now?
In a perfect world, we would, you know, what are we going to do with it?
Thanks.
Yeah, right. So, you know, some of the things to consider, the salt aspect of it, right? You know, some of the salt supplies have been low for some of the municipalities, and just the nature of it. You know, your house got this, my house got that, but, you know, somebody's house to the south.
Neighborhood by neighborhood, baby.
Yeah.
Neighborhood by neighborhood. And the kids are off this week, so they're going to love it. Right?
Yeah, send them on over, Mark.
Right,
I'm sure our driveway's a mess.
I'll send the kids over. They can shovel you out, right?
Can you drive them to my place once they're done at yours?
See what I can do. Yeah.
We'll get our money's worth
Kidnap
here.
your. Well, I'm just kidding. Obviously not. Obviously not. But
Listen, you know him. It's not kidnapping.
I know his kids are cool.
It's borrowing.
They're fun. Yeah. Just borrow
absolutely.
them for a few hours. They'll be paid.
The real smart one, he'll build something to melt the ice in the driveway for us.
Flamethrower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, Mark.
Thank you, McLean.
Let's get to Chris Lopez, who is live in the Van Bortle Subaru mobile weather tracker, giving us a better idea of what the roads look like. Chris, not great.
Mr. Lopez, are you there? If you're
We
talking,
can pretend we're driving along.
Yeah.
we can't hear you.
All right.
Put it up
I'm
in
gonna-
Now, okay,
There
now
he is.
can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. We're on Empire Boulevard now in Webster, and the roads are a little bit different from about 30 minutes ago in that they're a little bit worse. More snow has come down and has blanketed the road a little bit. The roads are still serviceable. You can drive, but the one thing that I am seeing is if you are transitioning from lane to lane because there's snow in the middle of the road, it will make your tires skid out a little bit. So keep that in mind as you're driving. Snowplow trucks have been out and about throughout the morning trying to contain quite a bit of the snow, and they're doing a pretty good job of that so far. Earlier in the morning, the roads were quite a lot worse with the snow blanketing the ground. But right now, that's not too much of the case, as like I said, the snow is quite a bit better. Giving you guys view right now, I'm going to give you guys a different view of the back right here. And there, despite it being a holiday, there is still a lot of traffic out and about. So I thought there would be less traffic, making the drive a little bit easier, but there still are a lot of people out right now. There are snow plows that are coming out of these nooks and crannies, driveways, different passages. So you must be mindful of them. But as of right now, the roads are serviceable. They're not too bad, but the snow is picking up a bit and is creating a blanket on these roads right now. We're going to keep you updated here on ARC Rochester. I'm going to send it back to you guys in studio.
Chris, I'm wondering, I know you guys have been driving around all morning long. Have you gone to any, I don't know, McDonald's or Tim Hortons, gotten yourself a breakfast sandwich or anything?
No, not yet. We stopped to gas up a little bit, but that was about it. Earlier in the morning when we gassed up, we spoke with a gentleman who was heading to work, and he compared today with about 2 weeks ago in regards to his driving, that this is probably one of the worst days he's seen in terms of driving over the past 2 weeks.
Well, I, for no other reason, I'm going to make you an offer because we put you out there this morning. You guys go get breakfast, bring me the receipt, I'll submit it, and hopefully it doesn't get rejected. How's that sound? Somebody will pay for it for you.
Does it have to be vegan?
No, get whatever you want. I don't care. It's for you two, you and Terry.
Even if it's candy? Lemon heads?
Yeah.
Hot
Sure.
Cheetos?
Sure.
Now there's a
Soda?
breakfast.
$20 is your limit.
It's like a 15-year limit.
Okay, all right, done deal. I'll
All
take
right.
it.
All right, Lopez.
Thank
good
you,
stuff.
sir.
Time right now, 9:09. A lot more to get to coming up this morning, including when we come back, we're once again going behind the story.
Hey, and don't forget, if you're heading for the door, take us with you. We are streaming live right now on the 13 Wham YouTube channel. Look at us right there,
So
Abigail.
young, so fresh.
So young and so fresh. We're back on the other side of the break.
Time right now, 9:12. Once again, we're going behind the story, bringing you the latest developments on some of the top headlines we're following this Monday.
Yeah, we want to turn to a national story now. The Trump administration continues to face pushback. All of the efforts to downsize the government through layoffs.
Stephanie Joseph has been following the story for us this morning. She's live in the newsroom. Steph, what can you tell us?
Yeah, guys, these cuts are a part of ways that Elon Musk, his Department of Government Efficiency, and President Trump are looking to cut back on government spending and, of course, taking aim at the federal workforce.
All right, so Steph, other than all over where they want to save money, where are we seeing these cuts right now?
I mean, all over kind of seems like where these cuts are being targeted at. It goes from different agencies, whether that's the Department of Education, Veterans Affairs, or even the CDC.
And Steph, people have to be upset, I would imagine.
Yes, a lot of people reacting. We're hearing from a lot of workers who have been fired. Now, it's important to point out that some of the latest layoffs that we've heard about are in regards to probationary workers. So those are typically people that have been on the job for less than 2 years. But even so, a lot of people just talking about their livelihoods being disrupted by this. Let's see if we can pull up some sound.
Last night, I got an email around 9 p.m. Saying that my position was terminated. I saw the subject of it and I kind of screamed. I didn't think it was real at first, so I reread it like 3 times and then kind of started crying because, yeah, I was relying on this job. My husband and I just purchased this house in December, and now we're not really sure what we're going to do.
So you hear right there a lot of people just up in arms. They have questions about what exactly is next for them. And it's important to point out there that the sound that we just heard from, she used to work for the USDA, for example. So again, another point about the agencies that are sort of impacted by this latest round of layoffs.
And she's one of the newer employees. There are a lot of veterans within some of these agencies that, you know, they work in a specialty field that are seeing their positions cut as well.
Yeah, that is for sure. A lot of people, ones that represent federal workers, for example, are very confused about this and have even raised concerns that the need for more employees exists here, that they're saying that there aren't enough employees in the federal government. So this is sort of a surprise that a step like this would be taken. Let's see if we can pull up that sound.
You saw the fires that happened out west in California. They do a tremendous job caring for our lands and protecting communities. If anything, we don't have enough federal employees. We're understaffed. And so we're getting into a dangerous area when we see hundreds, tens, if not hundreds of thousands of federal workers laid off for no good reason. They want to get rid of 75% of the federal workforce, and how they're doing it is illegal. And that's why we filed this lawsuit.
And you heard right there, legal action being taken. A lot of people not understanding how exactly this is a part of a power that the president can have, as well as Elon Musk, given that this position, Doge, was not approved by the Senate.
And Steph, wondering, we've heard a little bit about buyouts. How many workers have accepted that?
Tens of thousands, and I believe that number is around 70,000 workers that have accepted. And just to give context to what this buyout is, federal employees were offered the ability to resign and also be paid through September just to step away from their role. So being able to have their full pay, but also leave their position, a part of President Trump's offer to get these layoffs on the table to cut the federal workforce, as you heard there.
All right, Stephanie Joseph in the newsroom. Steph, thank you.
Time right now, 9:16. We still have a lot to get to here on ARC Rochester.
Stick around. We're back after this. Welcome back. This morning we are taking part in a fun celebration that highlights living life authentically. Oh, A for ARC, authentic, right there, and unapologetically.
Yeah, that kind of.
Gonna sneeze.
Oh boy.
Nope. Held
Good
it
catch.
back.
Good catch.
Good for me.
All right, so today is National My Way Day. So we're calling the shots, living by our own rules, doing what we want to do. I live every day like this, but producer Ashley designed the segment so we have to do it.
Yes.
So it's Ashley's day?
I don't know.
It's always my day here.
That's not true because
No.
Never mind. Not even gonna say it.
What were you gonna say?
Well, you sometimes you can be a little
Overbearing?
my way or the highway. You said it, not me.
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth.
You like things.
I
the way
like
you
things a certain way. Yeah, I'm a creature of habit. Get used to it. So for My Way Day, we're going to be giving some of the fun this or that questions that may cause some controversy.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, I see how this works. So, do we have to, let's not start with that one. It just seems like such a...
Well, she already had the graphic
Okay.
on.
The first one is the toilet paper roll. Is it over or is it under? What is the appropriate way? The appropriate way is over.
Yes. Not that I give it much thought, but I do like, when you go to hotels and it's like folded all pretty.
Sure.
I like that.
That's nice.
I don't think, I never give it any thought though.
You can do that at home.
I know I can. Maybe I will.
You should. Go for it. Maybe
Great.
you'll feel like you're getting a spa treatment. You never-
Okay. All right. Daniel, do you wash your dishes immediately or do you let them pile up?
I don't like to let them pile up.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What if it's like, I don't know, a couple forks?
A couple forks.
A couple forks. Do you have a dishwasher?
I don't.
Okay.
Well, technically I do, and it's me.
Yeah.
That's what my father used to say as kids. Why can't we use it? You're the dishwasher.
Yeah. Washing dishes was our job, me and my sister, growing up.
I feel if you tackle it right away, then guess what? It's always under control.
Yeah. I don't like the smell. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, the first thing that comes to mind is like pasta sauce, right? Sometimes
Okay.
it's like you have to let the pot soak.
Yep.
Nothing worse than coming home and
It's still sitting there.
it's still
Yes,
sitting there.
I know.
But here's the thing. My husband is very, very good about it. So, like, sometimes we'll make dinner and I'm like, I got to go to bed because it's like 8 o'clock.
Yep.
And he'll be good about doing the dishes, and I appreciate that.
Well, he should.
Yeah.
He should.
Yeah.
You cooked.
It's usually a team effort.
Oh, it is?
It's a good portion of the time.
okay.
Last night I cooked.
Well-
I almost started a fire. It was really bad.
Oh.
It was really bad.
Socks on or off while sleeping. Don't be a monster, people. Let the dogs breathe.
You sleep with a hat on?
Sometimes. How do you know I sleep with a hat on?
Because you tell me everything.
I do tell you a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a good one.
Yeah.
Ketchup on the fries or on the side?
On the side.
On the side.
I like to take them home and snack on them later. I don't want them to be soggy.
No. And I want to dip them. I want to control the ratio of potato to tomato.
Yes, agreed.
And that's how you get it
Wow,
done.
we're on the same page with a good portion of these. All right, do you rinse your toothbrush before or after applying toothpaste?
Both.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I do both.
Absolutely.
Also. Yeah.
Got to get it wet, and then you have to add just a little bit more moisture to the toothpaste.
Yeah.
So you can get a real foamy froth.
Okay, so then what is the order for dental hygiene?
When brushing my teeth?
Just all dental hygiene in general.
Oh, okay. Sometimes I have been known to floss before and after.
Oh.
Because there's times where you thought you got it and you didn't get it, and that strawberry seed's still stuck.
Okay.
And you got to get it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Floss. Water floss. Brush.
Ooh,
Listerine.
look at you. See, do your research on mouthwashes. All I'm saying, do a little
What do
research.
you mean?
Not so great, depending on what you look at. Not so healthy for you. Just saying.
Okay.
Independent research.
All right.
Do it.
Jeez.
Okay. Do you make your bed every day?
I am not the last one out of bed. So.
There you go. Look at that. See, you don't even have to worry about it. It just better be made when you come home.
No, I mean, okay, so Mel Robbins.
Mm-hmm.
She has that great podcast about ways to jumpstart your day.
Yeah.
And that has been game changing. Bed has been made.
I like it.
Yeah, I like it too.
I make my bed most mornings. There are some mornings where no, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but then when you get home, do you make it anyway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I like to be able to get into a made bed.
Yeah.
And pull the covers out that I just tucked in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I can cocoon up.
Yeah.
Folding towels, tri-fold or double fold? Ooh. I double fold like that. I think
I'm in the middle.
I think it
Trifold.
It does though depend on where you're storing the towels.
Yes, agreed.
You got to sometimes you got to save space. Sometimes the towels are not a beach towel size. They're standard bathroom towel size.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a little variation is acceptable.
I would agree.
Mm-hmm.
I would. Yeah. Coffee. I know your answer for this one.
Yep. Black or with cream and or sugar. I go black.
Yep. Yeah. Me too.
Yep. Okay.
I do like a latte though. A hazelnut latte.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
Yup.
Morning shower or night shower? I have been known to do 2 showers.
I have also been known to do 2 showers.
Always in the morning,
Yep.
regardless of anything.
Well, I work out before I get here.
Okay.
A good portion of the time.
Okay.
So shower after.
'Kay.
I think I shower before bed.
Yeah. It's
I don't want to get
either
in my nice made bed.
gross.
Gross.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just good to wash the day off.
Yes.
You know?
Agreed.
Eat cereal with milk or dry. Also, milk before cereal or cereal before milk.
This is not even a question.
It's not. Really? I
Yeah.
could go both. I will eat cereal both ways. I will eat it dry.
Sure.
I will also eat it with milk.
Yeah, I'm talking about the
milk after the cereal. You pour the
Yeah.
cereal, then you pour the milk.
However, if there's a little bit of milk left and I still have some cereal,
Well,
I might add it in after.
you have
you
to.
know?
You
Just
have to.
polish that boy off.
You have to keep eating cereal until the milk is gone.
Yes.
Do you organize your apps or leave them wherever? I organize the ones on the first page of the home screen. The rest of the phone looks like underneath a child's bed.
Yeah. Mine's not great.
It's just stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
But I know where it is. I know I got to go to page 3 for that.
Yeah.
You know?
I do the search thing. You know, you swipe down.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Peanut butter, crunchy or smooth? Both. I would like both.
The correct answer is crunchy.
But I like a good smooth peanut butter every now and then.
For what?
I don't know.
No.
It's tasty.
Okay, rapid fire. Do you set one alarm or multiple alarms? Multiple alarms on multiple devices,
Yes.
2 on each phone and the rotary.
Oh boy. Okay, do you pre-rinse dishes before putting them in the dishwasher? It depends on what is on them. If it's something sticky, then yes, obviously. If it's something that's not, then no.
Yeah, there. Butter in the fridge or on the counter. Depends on what you're using it for. If it's butter for toast, then on the counter. If it's butter that you need to save because you have 9 pounds of butter, then in the fridge or freezer.
Yep, agreed.
Mac and cheese with a spoon or a fork. My hands. Fastest way to get it into my mouth.
There you go. Shower, do you face the water or do you have your back to the water?
Both.
Both.
Yep. Actually, I have one of those fancy rain showers. No, I don't.
Oh my gosh. Do you crack your eggs on the counter or the edge of the bowl?
Edge of the bowl.
Oh, see, I do the counter.
Do you?
I do. I feel like I've got more control.
Can you do?
I could.
Please tell me you do it one-handed.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait,
Well, listen, there are people who do that because they're afraid they're going to get the eggshell.
No.
This is supposed to be rapid
I
fire.
have no fear.
Subtitles, always on or always off?
Always on.
Always off. Eat leftover pizza cold or heat it up?
Heat her up. Both? I could do both. I prefer it.
Listen,
heated
what
up.
I'll do is, I prefer it heated up, so I'll typically be eating a cold slice while I'm heating the rest.
Ideally, there would be no leftover pizza.
Ain't
Ideally,
that the
I would
truth?
have eaten
Ideally,
it all.
it's always fresh.
Yes.
Hey, stick around. A lot more to come right here on Arc Rochester.
Yeah, we're back after this.
Thanks so much for sticking with us here on Arc Rochester. I'm Dan Schrack.
I'm Abby Fridman. We'll start things out our final half hour of the morning by continuing our team coverage following that winter weather out there.
Meteorologist Mark McLean has been a busy man this morning. Whirlwind over there in the weather center. Mark, you're running around like a chicken without a head, my friend.
It's been a challenge. You know, these mornings, it depends on where you are. It's the lake effect variety stuff, too. So some towns are getting hit pretty hard. Some towns aren't getting hit very hard. And it really depends on where you are. And we've been watching the view on the HD Wham Cam all morning long, too. The buildings have been kind of in and out. But one thing that everybody gets is the cold and the wind. That west wind at 15, that's been gusting at times between 35 and 40 miles per hour, and that brings the wind chill numbers down into the single digits. So you've got a couple of areas off to the west of Rochester actually seeing sub-zero wind chills. Now, that snow is also very light and powdery in nature, so this west wind that's coming through that's gusting over 40 miles per hour, that's going to create some areas of blowing and drifting snow, especially in open spots. So, you know, you're on the north-south roadways, you're going to feel that wind on the side of the car. It's going to reduce the visibility also while you're traveling. Now, the weather alerts that we have in place for the snow, it's a lake effect snow warning in Wayne County. It's a winter weather advisory, Monroe, Orleans. I think by Wednesday morning, a lot of us are going to find 4 to 8 inches of snow, and that's on top of what's already on your driveway. But some of these spots out into eastern Wayne County could easily do a little bit better than that. But this band is really consolidating. It's kind of moving into western Monroe County now, most of Orleans County off to the east. It's certainly impacting areas along 104 out towards Wolcott, east of Sodus Bay. And the setup is there to keep that band of snow around for another 24 to 36 hours. So with that in mind, some of the spots that are going to get the heaviest snow are going to be just on the immediate Lake Ontario shoreline. That pink color right there, that puts you into that 6 to 12 inch band. And, you know, even that area just to the north of 104 should put down 4 to 8 inches. And again, just to circle back to the idea that even if you don't get the snow, you're going to get the cold. Look at the average compared to some of the observed forecast temperatures. 16 tomorrow, 18 on Wednesday. And yeah, it's just going to just going to stay chilly. So the hour-by-hour forecast, we'll keep the snow showers in there. I think eventually that band of snow lifts up to the north of Rochester, and we do get some snow-free periods late this afternoon into this evening. And the extended forecast for us, it's just bitter cold the next 3 days. We're still going to see some gusts near 40, even for Tuesday. But there is some improvement down the road. You know, this can't last forever. We're 17 days into February, so there will be some changes down the road towards the weekend. We'll see the numbers back in the upper 20s there by Saturday, low 30s by Sunday. So, you know, a little bit of optimistic end towards that, but we're past the peak of, quote, winter. We're through about 65% of the snow season at this point.
Okay.
Historically, you know, and also the coldest week of the year typically is from about the 3rd of February to about the 10th of February. The all-time record minimum temperatures fall during that window, so we're beyond that as well. So for the winter weary out there, it's quite a wintry week ahead for us. But you know, we're kind of on the the slow upside.
4 weeks until spring.
4 weeks, yeah. And we'll see. You know, the battle hardy crocus and the snowdrops, the little flowers, those tough ones that can tough it out this time of the year. They'll start to show up, and you know, probably in the next couple of weeks.
And think about how fast time flew. Where were we 4 weeks ago?
Right. Wow.
End of January.
We were in that eternity of January.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you were around for that. Do you remember it?
Vaguely.
It was kind of a slow month for me too.
It lasted.
Yeah.
Not great.
7 years.
I feel like February's flying though.
Yeah.
It is.
It is. There's always something going on, and the kids have been busy, and you know, it's just been boom, 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 and yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you, McLean.
Yeah.
All right, for a closer look at the roads out there, we're going to check back in with Chris Lopez.
Live
our
in the Tim Hortons
fearless
drive-thru.
leader. Yes. Christopher, what's going on out there?
Hey, good morning, guys. We are headed 590 southbound, headed back to the station right now. The conditions on this road are spotty. Some places get better, some places get worse. It really depends on where you're at. But for the most part, I would say still quite a bit of sludge. So if you are driving, be mindful of that. Really, the big thing I would say is when you're transitioning from lane to lane, try to slow down or at least keep that to a minimum, because a lot of that sludge builds up in between the lanes, making it kind of hard for you to gain some traction and making it a little bit dangerous as you're making your way to wherever you need to go this morning. I do want to say though, the snow has picked up, which means the visibility has reduced, especially from about an hour ago. We were near Irondequoit Bay, and we were over a bridge, and when I looked over my right shoulder, visibility, I mean, I couldn't really see maybe past a quarter mile out, so visibility is pretty reduced at this moment, so be mindful of that. Also, another thing, I've kind of been harping on it throughout the morning, there's actually a lot of traffic this morning for it being President's Day and a holiday. I didn't think that there would be this much traffic, but there is quite a bit of traffic throughout the morning. It wasn't that case really early in the morning, but I think people are starting to get up and go about their day, whether that's going shopping or just going to the grocery store. But there is traffic, so also if you're getting ready to head out the door, kind of get ready for that. But as of right now, the roads are somewhat serviceable. They're not as bad as they were when we first made our way out here at about 5 a.m. this morning. And the visibility is pretty reduced right now. And Dan, I took you up on your offer. You said you would pay for anything that we wanted here. Mm-hmm. This is a team effort. This is team coverage. So I went ahead and got a specialty item, 3 dozen eggs. They came at a premium. I made sure I got the organic, pasteurized, free-range eggs because I need some back at home. And they're pretty expensive right now.
$97?
So someone's got to cover that.
Wow.
Yeah, we're in that ballpark, triple digits, 3 dozen eggs, probably $126.37. So someone has to foot the bill on that. But we're going to be making some pretty good omelets this morning.
We will work it out for you, Chris. Look at all those people out there. They're all going to buy mattresses today. President's Day sales.
Yeah.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Left lane seems like it's moving. There's been a few cars that are...
Yeah,
but they just passed, you guys just passed 2 vehicles off the road on your right-hand side. Did you see that?
Yes. Yep. Yes, I did.
Yep.
And then, like you guys said, there are people that are going pretty fast throughout the morning. They need to get somewhere, and they're going to get there at whatever cost.
Listen, it's better to arrive late than never.
That's for sure.
Okay?
All right, Chris. Good stuff. Thank you, sir. Time right now, 9:38. When we come back, we're going to be sharing the importance of kindness.
We certainly are. And don't forget, you can take us with you. We are live on the go, streaming on the 13 Wham YouTube channel right now. Look how good we look there,
We look
Abigail.
great.
We look phenomenal. Great hair and makeup that morning. Hey, stick around. We're back after this. .41 this Monday. We could all use a little kindness. And today, believe it or not, it's Random Acts of Kindness Day.
Yeah, this morning we're discussing what it means to spread kindness and how it can impact others. For more, we are joined now by America's Joy Magnet, Sherry Elise. Sherry, thanks so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. And really, there's no one better to talk to than you.
Good morning. So good to be here with you both. And I will say that you both did really look good on the YouTube channel.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that more than you know. There's your random act of kindness for the day.
Very nice.
One of the tips. Compliment.
So let's dive right in. First and foremost, what is the day all about? And why are random acts of kindness just so nice?
Well, I'm going to come with personal stories today. First, Random Acts of Kindness Day is a day to be able to celebrate spreading love, care, compassion with no strings attached to it. So while hopefully we can be doing these small acts every day, just like Valentine's or any other day, it's a day to exemplify and amplify how important it is.
Yeah, and it really, really is so important. Sherry, we know that you have been going through a personal struggle lately with your father, and we just wanted to extend our condolences. And I would imagine that you've had quite a bit of support from people in your life during this time.
Yes, first, thank you. The last 5 months of my life have been some of the most challenging of my life. Sorry, I wasn't even going to get emotional, but the emotion is coming from the amount of people and community and strangers who showed up for me during these 5 months. You know, you often hear about how you never know what somebody is going through. And while I shared very openly my dad's journey with ALS and watching his life and the things that he loved and parts of his body getting ripped away, while that was happening, people were building me up. Strangers, like I said, family, loved ones, that continually just made phone calls to me, donated to our GoFundMe. There was I love to, the days, there was a particular day that my dad had fallen and we had to call, the ER, and I went to Walmart to pick something up, and a stranger didn't know that I was having a rough day, and he just came right up to me, and we were in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and he came up to me and he said, "Can I take your buggy for you?" And, first I was like, buggy, and then I realized it was shopping cart. But it was in that moment where he had no idea, that moment, that he was just sparing me a breath in that day, how much those small things can mean so much to us.
I like to think of this silly little quote all the time, and it doesn't necessarily apply to this, but it does fit somehow, if you know what I mean. Mr. Rogers, he always used to say, in times of need, in times of trouble, you look for the helpers, because there are so many helpers. And it seems like that's what you find within these random acts of kindness. People just willing to do a little bit of good because that's what you do.
And you're absolutely right. And it's so underrated. And I'll say, as someone who, have experienced kindness extended to me, I'm one that loves to give it. It was never really the impact of it. You hear about it and you know it's important, but until you experience it yourself and you see how literally life-saving it is, I want to take a show on the road, I'm just saying, and be able to show all of the helpers, all of the good people, neighbors who had no idea who I was, but knew that I was taking care of my dad, who baked me casseroles. I live in a big city, those kind of things don't happen, but they should. A person for the weekend who knew that I couldn't leave my dad's side, who just brought me groceries. There's small little things that remind us of who we really are. And I just think on this day, let's spread more of it.
Absolutely. I think everybody could use a little bit of kindness. And it doesn't have to be a great big gesture like making a casserole. It can be as simple as, grabbing somebody's buggy from them at the grocery store, or, even paying somebody a compliment, something you admire about them that, maybe you normally wouldn't acknowledge.
Absolutely. There was one day where I decided I needed to go on a walk. It was one of the first days that actually my stepsister showed up to watch Dad so I could have a breath. And I was just walking. Well, I was walking. He was jogging by a jogger. And I just said good morning. And he stopped and he said, "You have a great smile." And in that moment, I realized I hadn't smiled for days. And so that small thing reminded me, get up, keep going. And so it is, and it can be something as small as that.
And you know what I admire about these little random acts of kindness so much? For a lot of people, it's stepping out of the comfort zone, stepping outside of the box that we often put ourselves in. And you think, well, how do I begin this? And how do I continue on with this? But more often than not, those little acts are met with a thank you. And those thank yous are like battery power, like energy stars that you get, and you don't want to stop when you hear that, because you're doing so much good, and it just goes to show how meaningful something so small is to others.
It really is. And I love that you said it's like a battery pack, because it is. It kept me going, especially, it's been a couple of weeks. My dad did pass, and the care packages that showed up for me, like I always heard, soup is so comforting, but until you receive it and you're in that moment, and the only thing you could think of is wanting to be comforted, and you go and get that bowl of soup that was in that box that your junior high drama teacher sent you, it is life-giving. And I can't, if I'm not passionate enough about it, I can't, just emphasize small things change people's lives, and it actually can bring the United States back together. I really believe it.
Sherry, Elise, great advice. And, again, we're so sorry for your loss, and we're sending you all of our love. And, I think we all can do at least one thing today to brighten somebody else's day.
Absolutely. And if you don't do it for yourself, do it for Sherry.
Yeah.
Do it for Sherry. We'll do it all for you, my friend.
Aw, thank you so much. Love it.
Thank you.
We
You
appreciate
take care.
Too. Bye.
Time right now, 9:48. Much more to get to here on ARC Rochester.
We are back right after this.
Month, highlighting Black history in Rochester and the Finger Lakes region.
We certainly are. After the Civil War, 20 Black families relocated to Caledonia and Livingston County from Virginia, all to start a new life.
Generations later, 13 WAM's Lowell Rose is sharing the story of some of those 12 families still in our area.
My grandparents came here in 1906.
My family moved here from Culpeper, Virginia in like 1918, 1920.
Chip Day and Josh Shelton are descendants of the first Black families that came to Caledonia during the Great Migration from the South. Those family stories about what life was like are featured in an exhibit at the Big Springs Museum.
It wasn't that easy for them, not when they first came up here. It wasn't that easy, but perseverance and probably self-respect.
A mindset for a majority of the 20 families that came here, mostly from Virginia, in search of work and better opportunities for their family.
My father's aunt lived in Caledonia. I don't know how long they had been here, but she thought it was a land of opportunity, so she told my father, come to Caledonia, everything is just wonderful here. And he did it.
They made a good living for their families, establishing businesses in the community like barbershops, grocery stores, and farms.
So my great-grandfather had a dry cleaning business, service station. He was quite the entrepreneur. He did it all, and being a Black man in that time, like, you didn't really see that.
There's quite a wide breadth of what people have accomplished coming from here as far as they go on with their careers.
Clustered mostly on Leicester Street for 5 generations, the Black community in Caledonia has remained tight-knit.
We were almost a small island in a primarily white community, and it was like a huge family.
Leicester Street raised me. I mean, I had my mom, but I could not go to anybody else's house and act out. I would be corrected and disciplined right there on the spot. And I think that helped everybody on their street to grow and to also realize that no matter what happens or if you need anything, there's a place that you could always go.
And that sense of community remains ingrained in everyone who calls this place home.
We all know where home is, and that's Leicester Street. That's Caledonia. And I don't think it gets any better than that.
Now, these families tell 13 WEM they all stayed or returned to Caledonia because it remains a great place to raise a family, some 5 generations later.
Welcome back. Time for our final thoughts of the morning here on Arc Rochester.
Favorite part of the morning, Abigail?
Hard to pick. That segment with Sherry Elise was
Yep.
great. We just
Boom.
had that a couple minutes ago.
Sold.
And, we were just saying during the commercial break, little acts of kindness go a long way.
Such a long way. If you see a stranger today, hold the door for them. Help the neighbor shovel.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be something. It can be a smile.
Yeah.
To somebody who you don't normally smile, or say hello to somebody at the office that you don't normally.
Yeah.
It means the world to a lot of people. She said it so poignantly. You never know what someone else is going through.
Mm-hmm.
So just a little gesture can make a world of difference and have such an impact.
Absolutely. Yeah. Some crazy wild winter weather out there for the day today. So if you are heading out and going anywhere, make sure you're being extra safe, brushing off your car the whole way, and
the roof included.
Including the roof, and give the other cars around you plenty of space.
Absolutely. Hey, that does it for us here on Arc Rochester. Make sure to wake up with us again tomorrow morning starting at 4:57 over on what channel?
13 WEM ABC.
Boom.
That's where you'll find much more live local news later today for 13 WEM News at midday. We'll see you then.
Have a good one.